Well, let's get more now on this story that has sparked controversy. I'm joined here in studio by Namakangala Kituyi, an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. Now, a polygamy law to be effected probably in Kenya here. What are the pros and cons, though, of that law?
Polygamy law is very important because it serves to protect the interests of the women at the end of the day. Because you see, when polygamy goes unchecked, this is where you find a lot of women, they come up with claims which cannot be validated in law. And at the end of the day, these are Kenyan women who are going to suffer and their children. But if there are laws, that means these people are going to be considered at the end of the day when it comes to succession matters or cases of inheritance.
But polygamy, though, has existed in the African context and in many African countries for years, for decades. It's part of tradition. What is the difference here?
In this case, as we have said, it brings in a legal recognition of the same. As it is right now, it is going on as what we commonly call mpango wa kando. It is unchecked, it is undetermined. But once we bring in the law, then we can be able to regularize and say, these are the rights that this person is supposed to enjoy under this system of marriage. After all, it is a system of marriage that is existing in Kenya.
So far, though, you've talked about the positives of the law for the women. I mean, protecting women's rights in terms of inheriting property. What is the downside?
From the way it has been framed, especially in the marriage bill, you will see that it purports to seek the consent of the first wife. But in real terms, not really the consent, but it seeks the opinion of the wife, but it does not really take into account that opinion. Because the law states that, according to the bill, it says that the husband has to, first of all, explain to the wife that intends to take up a second wife, and the wife has to approve or disapprove with reason. But at the end of the day, the man still has an open card to proceed and take up as many wives as he wants without any consequence. So that law, the way it has been framed in the marriage bill, it is actually inconsequential.
So in terms of the way it has been framed, the cons and the pros, though, just give us briefly the highlights of this law that has sparked the controversy.
Generally, the area that has sparked a lot of controversy is especially on the polygamy law. The provision on polygamy, in as much as it is existing, in as much as it is going on in this country. But the fact that it purports to seek the approval of a wife, but in the end of the day it does not, then that makes the women feel like they are not comfortable. This is what is sparking a lot of controversy for the women. But for the men, they are taking it like a free and open card to proceed and take up as many wives as they want without consequence.
All right,
Yes.
Namakangala Kituyi, we'll leave it there for the moment, an advocate of the High Court. But thank you very much for joining us here on Africa Live.